West Denver. Sleep deprived and heavily caffeinated.
All right, let's do this then.
This is the Jeff and Bill Show.
I don't understand why this is an issue.
They don't always agree, but hey, at least they have coffee.
Coffee.
And each other.
I love you, man.
God help us.
I want to bless him. We need all the help we can get.
Now here's Jeff Hunt and Bill Thorpe. The Jeff and Bill Show on News Talk 710 KNUS.
Six a.m., Mile High City, Monday, October 20th, 2025, and I'm proud to announce that the prodigal son has returned. Ladies and gentlemen, you missed that voice. You missed the debate. Bill Thorpe, live in studio, back.
Hey, that was really nice. You know, I saw that here at the studio, we got like lots of emails and cards and letters. And despite everybody's sentiment, I am back. They did let me back on the air, so it didn't work, but I appreciate that. Yes, it was wonderful.
We have made Bill Thorpe look like Ronald Reagan after last week.
Which is really hard. I appreciate that. I appreciate that. And boy, my friend, do I have stories for you.
Yes,
oh,
I'm excited. So when you travel and you're a radio host, you don't necessarily want to tell the general public where you're going, all that stuff. There's lots of things there. But
we flew across the pond. We went to Ireland for the week, and it was for a family wedding. It is now we'll do a little bit of background. My wife's cousin, who we've friends with years and years and years, really wonderful guy. And finally found the perfect woman, and they've been dating for a long time. They're older, and so neither one of them have kids, and they decided to do a destination wedding. A year ago, they had kind of talked about, hey, we're going to get engaged, and we're going to set the date and everything else. They conveniently, because of there are a lot of kids and families that would travel, were able to line it up with almost everybody's fall break. And said, can you do this? So we flew to Ireland, spent some time in Dublin, then went out to the county where her family is from, and spent the night in a haunted castle and had the wedding ceremony there. And then came back into Dublin and spent some more days there. But did day trips out to Cliffsmore, did Galway, a couple of national parks. Just an absolutely incredible adventure. And one of the things I have been waiting, we will wait until after Blake's news, my friend, to let you know this wedding was a remarkable cross-section of individuals and people and personalities. Now, it's last name's Duffy, and the Duffys are from this county. Great-grandfather is buried there. Kate went and visited his grave. During the before the wedding, after the wedding ceremonies the next day, but some of her third cousins came to the wedding, people that she has spent time with over the past year planning and learning about family history and everything else. Now, Kate is a wonderful, accomplished woman who has a degree from Northwestern, worked in broadcasting for a while. Couple of claim to fames. Well, her dad is a former pilot at Top Gun. Her dad's a Top Gun pilot, and she was on Jeopardy, losing to the GOAT, Ken Jennings. So there are a couple of things that she's got. So let's just say that she has collected a remarkable set of interesting people there. There were broadcasters. There were people that were there from Brazil. A remarkable story about a half-sister that was discovered a year and a half ago. I talked to the woman that created the Vermont Brownie Company and then sold it to Vermont Teddy Bear and then got it back. Spent some time talking to a gentleman who has a brand new hobby. He's been into it for 2 years. He races yachts. He and his friend own a million
I feel like that's a good friend to know.
Yes. Now, he doesn't sail. He pays other people to sail the boat for him in races all around the world. So I just want to let you know that I'm sitting there talking to an individual that has so much money. His hobbies involve him paying other people to do stuff. That would be like me going, I took up golf, but I pay other people to go play it for me. What?
There's that movie...
Yeah.
There's that movie out of Las Vegas where the rich people are always betting on other people.
Yes.
The rat race?
Yeah, rat race, yeah.
Rat race, something like that. It reminds me of that.
Oh,
yeah.
Totally does. And here's the big tease. The surprise when we get to the wedding. Again, it's an incredible castle. that is there. And one of the top castles and things like that.
What's
is
the
it's,
name of the castle?
Cabra Castle. And it's considered one of the spookiest in all of Europe. It is really cool. It's won awards for being spooky, and it absolutely is haunted. Almost every Irish person...
This thing is beautiful.
Yeah. Almost every Irish person I talked to said, oh, yeah, the place is haunted. Like, what? And, they said, and people tell me the name of the ghost. It is incredible what they have done. It is breathtaking. Every time you turn a corner, it is another postcard view.
Whoa, I'm looking at the cabracastle.com, C-A-B-R-A.
Yeah.
CabraCastle.com.
Cabra Castle. Yeah. Absolutely stunning.
This is legit.
Stunning. Now, here's the really cool part. We show up, and I couldn't talk about this for a while, for a few days. And I am not allowed to put anything on social media yet because and this we'll talk about after Blake's News, one of the guests at the wedding is a member of Trump's cabinet.
Oh, really?
Yes.
And I'm sure they definitely knew you.
No, not at all. Which was great.
Bill Thorpe's here?
Yeah, no,
I've
not
been
at all.
exposed.
Not at all. No, but it was wonderful. And yes, we had a conversation. But no, we didn't have to talk politics because this is a wedding. I'm not talking politics. I don't care. They don't need to. But yes, there was a member of Trump's cabinet that was at the wedding. And so there were all sorts of other things that we had to do while we were there. It was amazing. In addition to seeing, spending time going through Christchurch Cathedral, we'll talk about it, going through St. Patrick's Cathedral, going through, again, the post office, doing the Irish National Museum, and seeing the stuff there, which, you know about the bog bodies, right?
Yes, those are so cool.
Yeah. So we got to see the bog bodies. Yes, we saw the bog bodies. Oh, my goodness.
I kind of think that would be a great way to be preserved.
Yeah, that is. Now, for those that don't know, the bogs cover a large portion of Ireland, and because of the ecosystem, they are naturally antimicrobial, meaning that there are bodies that were buried inside of those bogs years and years ago.
Hundreds of years ago.
Yeah, more than that. There's one there that is 2000 BC. 2,000 years before Christ, and you can still see the dude's hair. Yeah, and the teeth and the stomach, fingernails, fingerprints.
Now, I'm not normally into human cloning, but Encino Man, that dude.
Yeah, exactly.
That would be awesome.
But it's insane. You're going through this, and these bodies are 2000 BC, 1500 BC, and you're learning about how they died and what happened and how they were preserved, and the fact that it's basically just self-mummification is what happens. And so that, and then we're going through the other parts of the museum where I didn't know Ireland started goldsmithing in 2000 BC. And looking at how over the course of history, what went on and all the jewelry and the jewelry making and where it came from, and possibly because there's not enough gold there in Ireland to do what they were doing, but they're becoming metalsmiths. And so you're talking at about 1500 BC. Some of these people in Ireland are traveling into Europe or into the top part of the African continent to learn these techniques and then bringing them home. Because inside of Ireland, they have these jumps in metallurgical technology. There's no in-betweens. They have no copper age. There's no copper age. They go immediately into gold to bronze. Immediately. It is crazy, and there's nothing in between. And so that's people going away, learning, and coming back in and bringing in the metal and the tools and the knowledge and bringing it back in. And it is insane. And you see the influence of different European cultures and different African cultures into what jewelry they make. Then you get into the fact that they have preserved pages from like the Gospel of John from the 4th century. It's crazy. And then all the different relics that were there to hold on to the books, because you couldn't get the whole Bible, but they would have books. So you'd have a gospel, and the Gospel of John is incredibly popular over the course of Ireland. So you had all these very, very ornate little tiny carrying cases for the gospel, because again, it's very wet and damp in Ireland, if you haven't noticed. And so that doesn't do well for paper. Doesn't matter. Doesn't do well as far as how you're making anything. Tends to, dissolve a lot of stuff. So they had to keep it safe. And what were they doing? And so it was phenomenal. Also, shout out, there were so many little things that happened that when we're going through the part where we're looking at the history of how the Celtic religion and then into Christianity and Catholicism coming through and the Anglicanism of coming in afterwards, there were 2 nuns in the thing walking around with us, which I just thought was really cool. I'm just like, yeah, this is right. All right. I'm sitting here doing all the Christianity stuff.
You're back in your homeland.
Yeah, it was so cool. And I talked about it as we started off. We knew it was going to be something special, my wife and I, because we're flying over there 26,000 feet in the air, and we saw the Aurora Borealis above the clouds. Got to see it out the window of the plane. So there were so many things. One of my kids got some tattoos, all sorts of things. Yeah, it was amazing.
This was like a once in a lifetime.
It really is
type of trip for you.
This is one of those that there's so many things that happened. It goes into the family lore.
Yeah,
and
right.
There are things I can't talk about on the air that we did off the air that were so much fun, that are just crazy, that are just so much fun and so memorable. And the fact that we all did it as a family together, all 6 of us went,
so
it was crazy.
My good co-host here, Bill Thorpe.
Yeah.
He's relatively new to social media. We're trying to get him on.
Yeah,
okay.
I don't do that well.
Now, Bill, I think in light of this trip, launching a Instagram account and getting the Irish to sponsor you to go back
they should.
and film it. Bill, you were perfect. You're like the best Irish spokesperson for Ireland in America right now. So just hand you a smartphone and just film the whole thing, and then get the Irish to pay for it.
They would go. I would love to.
You would be awesome at that.
I would love to. I told you there was, as we're over there, one of the tour guides turned to me at the end of the tour. He goes, "You are the most Irish American I've ever met." He was impressed. And what it was, my friend, and you love this, is it was, again, my knowledge of music. And he's like, "Wait, you know this?" And I was singing along to songs, and he's like, "How do you know this?" I'm like, "I know this." And he's like, "This is incredible." So yeah, we had a long talk. And he goes, "Yeah, I guess you are the most Irish American I've ever met."
Did you hear about the American lady that went to Ireland and then fell in love while she was there, and then talked about this great guy that she had met and all that stuff, and the great time she had in Ireland?
Yeah.
And then the government of Ireland paid to fly her back.
Oh, no
and
way.
to record it all, and now she's married to the guy and all that stuff.
Oh, that's awesome.
Yeah.
Oh, that's incredible.
It seems like it's the land of adventure and love and excitement and all that stuff.
It's an adventure. Lots of rain, though. But one of the fun things is telling the Irish people that we would meet, and this is, you know me, I talk to everybody. And so people in shops, people in lines and stuff with us, like, "Oh, where are you from?" And we're like, "Yeah, Colorado, America." Like, "Really?" And I said, "Yeah." I said, we're over 1.5 kilometers, above sea level. What? Like, yeah.
You translated it for
them?
Yeah,
because otherwise you tell them feet, and they're like, "I have no idea what you're talking about."
We're the kilometer above sea level city.
Have to, because they have a mountain there, a mountain they call. It's an adorable little hill. It's about 1,100 feet. It's so cute. And they talk about it being their mountain. And I'm like, yeah, our mountains are like 5 times that height, where we live. I go, and then we can go to the mountains that are 10 times. We're 10 times that. And they're like, what? The best mind-blowing thing, though, is when you're talking to Irish people, you always talk about the weather. And we're like, yeah, in Colorado, we get 300 days of sunshine. And they stopped and looked at me like, wait, there's somewhere on the planet that, hold on, you mean the glowing thing in the sky that we see like every 3 weeks? You mean it? Wait. And they're like, wait. And they couldn't understand it because they
drink a lot.
Yeah, they get 260 days of rain a year. And so the fact that we have more in sunshine, they couldn't wrap their head around it. And they're like, that's insane. Like, yeah, I know. Yeah, that was the most fun.
Text message is 2247. Welcome home, Bill.
Aw, thank you.
Jason in Denver. Were these two guys at your wedding, and he did a little gif of the Wedding Crashers guys?
I have to say, yeah, there were adventures.
Was Vince Vaughn and Owen Wilson at you?
Could have been. I love that. But it was amazing. And the fact that we show up and they're like, oh yeah, Trump cabinet members here. And you're like, excuse me?
I want to hear about that.
Hold on. Yeah, there are so many stories.
Was it a Colorado?
No.
Oh, so it was not Chris Wright, huh?
No, it was not.
Were you hanging out with Christino?
No, not here. No, not here. But it wouldn't take long to get down the list to figure out who it was. So we'll talk about it when Blake gets back. And it was cool. And we spent time, and I have the selfie to prove it, my friend. Yes, to show.
I'm excited to see this.
Yeah, we chatted.
By the way, speaking of getting together, we're doing a live broadcast this Wednesday. Can you believe that?
Oh, geez. I'm just finding out about this. I just get back. I'm like, really? This Wednesday?
Yeah. This Wednesday, IHOP, Highlands Ranch. We're doing a live broadcast of the show out there. And excellent. Bill will still be on jet lag.
Yes, I still will be. I still have no idea what time it is.
So we'll give you all the details in that plus more. We got a lot to get to. I went to the No Kings protest down in Littleton. Spoke to the kind geriatrics. at this protest. I've been to a lot of them. This one was unique. We'll talk about that and a whole lot more. Now it's time for News and Comment with Blake Olson.
Blake Olson.
Blake Olson, News and Comment.
Good Monday morning. I can't wait to find out who that is. It's got to be Scott Bessent. 49 and clear, expecting a high of 62 today. News sponsored by Pastor Camp Heating and Air Conditioning at 303-777-1234 to learn more about special savings opportunities on Lennox equipment. Our top story, high winds and low humidity raising the risk of wildfires in the Denver metro area. The National Weather Service has issued.
This is the top story?
Yeah, well, I'm about to hit it, okay? I got it. I mean, this is life or death stuff, okay? And we'll talk about the flag football
the
after
Broncos. Life and death. All right,
just don't start a fire between 11 o'clock and 6 o'clock tonight. Okay,
Yes.
Let's go to the flag football yesterday. The Broncos scored 33 points in the fourth quarter of this 33-32 victory of the Giants. This was ridiculous. It was 26-8 in an NFL game with 5 minutes to play, okay? Here you go, Jeff.
Fake handoff. Here comes Nix in pursuit. Thibodeau getting a block. And he'll get inside the pylon. That is a touchdown.
Okay, first of all, it's not fake handoff. He read it. It was he reads it. It's a mesh. He did a great job. Bo Nix scores a touchdown. They cut the lead 26-14. The Broncos do, and then they go for two.
Nix with the block by Bidet to the end zone.
Beautiful
for two. And grabbed by Franklin.
So it's 26-16 with just over 4 minutes to play.
Stacked in at the line of scrimmage.
It's a 3rd and 5. They come up the middle. Heavy pressure in the throw. Intercepted. It's picked off by Strnad. He breaks the tackle. Breaks another. Now inside the 20. Oh, disaster. What a play.
Boy, isn't that the truth? Disaster. Over 4 minutes to play. Interception by the linebacker, and the Broncos take advantage, and then they score again. So they're going through this play right here.
Came from last
and
time
this
where he
is
blitzed the A gap and was able
just
to get
a
the pressure.
beautiful play. Looked
not able to get
like Tom
on that.
Jackson
Watch his
or Randy
feet.
Gradishar.
So he can't step into it. He's stepping over a defender.
And the big interception.
Strnad is able to get in the lane, and because he can't get enough elevation on that pass, timely interception, the first big mistake.
That was the play of the game right
punts,
there.
a turnover on downs.
And so it's 4:42 to play. It's 26-16.
Here's a 2nd 10. Nix, crumb the block. Underneath they go. Franklin.
All right, so they completed a pass, and I got to break this down, but it's just unbelievable. They came back. Will Lutz kicked the 39-yard game-winning field goal as time expired. Jeff's going nuts. The Giants stopped playing defense with 8 minutes to play. Their coaching staff just has to be sick to their stomachs. Bo Nix with 2 touchdowns, added 2 more on the ground, and the Broncos lead the AFC West with a 5-2 record.
All right, so here's my afternoon yesterday.
Okay.
Wonderful, beautiful little niece, 3 years old, says to her parents, "Mommy, Daddy, I'd really like to ride a horse." And so my brother texts me for her birthday. And my brother texts me. He's like, "Hey, can we come by and ride your horse?" I said, "Absolutely, come on by." So we have the whole family over. We're having a ton of fun. We're watching the game at 26-8, and we're like, or was it 26-8?
Yeah.
We're like, all right, well, let's turn it off. Let's go down and ride the horse. So Nicole goes and saddling up the horse, and we take the kids down, and we're walking around the ranch with the horse and all that. And I'm not kidding you. My brother literally goes, "Hey, has anyone checked in on the Broncos?" And he goes, he goes, "It would be classic if they came back." And then my son looks at his phone. He's like, they're in the lead. And we're like, what? And so we all run back up to the house to finish it there.
Oh,
That's funny.
It was one of those classic, there's no way. Let's go outside and enjoy the nice weather. And then lo and behold, whoa, what?
Yep.
Came back. So
It pays to stay till the end, right, Billy?
Yeah, it does.
Sometimes.
That was nuts. And it was a twofer in our household because my oldest, who's a big Manchester United fan, they were facing off against Liverpool in the English Premier League early in the morning.
Oh.
Liverpool is the defending champions. And Manchester United right now, not so good. No, they're not good. And they go into Anfield, which is Liverpool's home stadium. And they have not won in Liverpool in years. It's got to be like 8-9 years. And they go up early, 1-0. And then they hold on by their teeth until about the 85th minute when Liverpool comes back and evens the score. That's about 80 minutes. Yeah, about 80th minute, 79th minute. So Liverpool scores. 85th minute, big old Harry Maguire and his giant pumpkin head the ball into the net, and Manchester United goes up. He has the biggest head.
Maguire.
Yes, Harry Maguire. Big, huge noggin. And
Sounds fake.
I know. But he does it and just gong and gets it in, and they go up, and then they scramble and they hang on to win. So my
big
son,
old pumpkin head.
it's huge, giant forehead, and so
I gotta see
it is
this
this
head.
huge head, and so his team wins.
That's huge.
Yes, it is. He has an enormous head. His head is unnaturally large
That's
for a
a
human.
great description.
Yes. And so my son has already seen this comeback. Yeah. Later, he's seen this comeback once already, and we're sitting on the couch going, it can't be two today, can it? Can't possibly be two of these today. And sure enough, he got two comebacks by his favorite teams yesterday. Yeah, so it was a wonderful Sunday for him. Yeah.
That's cool, man.
Yeah. And Harry
That
Maguire
is
has a huge
cool.
head. Huge, giant head. I don't see how, as a child, he probably had to lean to carry it around. It was so heavy.
I'm looking at it now. You're right. He does.
He does. He's a huge head.
That's amazing, man.
I know.
That's awesome.
But he uses it well in the game, so might as
Yeah,
well.
he
Yeah,
did.
that's funny,
That was
though.
way to use your head.
Exactly.
Okay, here, I'll play this one. It's Broncos down 26-16.
Back. Nix chased by Thibodeau. Backpedaling. Touchdown. Harvey. And the Broncos are back in business.
Man,
And
on that
cashing
play,
in the interception of
that
Dart.
just showed how good a quarterback Bo Nix can be. I mean, really, he just keeps on improving week to week. So should be encouraged as a Bronco fan. But there were defensive players on the Giants. If you go back and look at the tape, there's like 2 or 3, man. They're giving up on plays with 6-7 minutes to go. So credit the Broncos for taking advantage of it. So, but that is funny because we just came in from walked in after seeing my dad, and we watched like the first couple quarters, and then we come back into the house and we turn it on, and you could tell I was like, Kevin Harlan, he's done. He knows it's over. Everybody knows it's over. I see the empty seats in the stands in the upper deck, and sure enough, God, they come back to win that game. Unbelievable.
Yeah.
With a field
There are a lot of things
goal. Why we love it.
Oh, see, and I was thinking
field
about
goal,
you.
too.
I
silly.
mean, those games should just end with a Hail Mary to the end zone. That would be so much better.
Yesterday was
field
the
goal
best
after all that.
example of how you can eke these things out.
Yes.
God love the kickers.
God,
I just
it's
appreciate the
horrible.
Vikings guy missed 2 extra points. Thank you.
Yes.
Thank you so much.
Yeah.
And
Is that
one
because
last
the
one right.
goalposts were
That was
rotating?
Great. Oh, I hope so. That's
Man,
I was just
still
pleased.
would
It was so
be
much
the
more fun.
greatest invention of all
Yeah, it would
time.
be.
Let's hear Sean Payton.
that we're still doing, particularly offensively, that trouble me, and we'll get it fixed. We have to get it fixed. Oftentimes when you lose, there are a ton of good things that took place that you can build on, and then it's not unusual when you win that there are a ton of things that need cleaned up. So we're going to enjoy today, but tomorrow is not going to be as pleasant.
Boy, that's the truth. They're going to go through that tape. You know, a win is a win in the NFL. So, congratulations to the Broncos. We'll hear more More highlights of that comeback coming up this morning. Just incredible. DJT criticizing the rising renovation cost of the Air Force Academy Cadet Chapel. 47 took to the truth, calling for an investigation into the construction disaster, which is now estimated to cost around $335 million. The Cadet Chapel restoration was started in 2019, but it is not expected to be completed until November 2028. The War Department awarded J.E. Dunn Construction Company a contract in August worth slightly more than $88 million for renovation work of the chapel. All right, crowds took to the streets across the U.S. over the weekend for No Kings protest. DJT.
Protest over the weekend, the No Kings protest.
I think it's a joke. I looked at the people. They're not representative of this country. And I looked at all the brand new signs paid for, I guess it was paid for by Soros and other radical left lunatics. It looks like it was. We're checking it out. The demonstrations were very small, very ineffective, and the people were whacked out. When you look at those people, those are not representative of the people of our country.
Boy, that's the truth. So you need to go to @JeffHunt. You know, you got guys with megaphones just screaming into Jeff's mic once again. They probably didn't have a license to run around with that stuff. And just the people there, it's just, I mean, yes, there were a lot of them were paid. They had to have been. Let's see. Messy NBC, they showed an aerial shot of a rally from 2017 showing millions of people, right? So how many were down there, Jeff?
So I didn't go to Denver. We had normal things to do, like kids going to birthday parties and sports activities. So I stayed in the suburbs. I went to the Littleton one at Broadway. And, Littleton Boulevard right there. And it was a good turnout. You know, and I push back a little bit on the Republicans that dismiss the size of this thing because, at least for Colorado, because these are the voters of Colorado. I mean, I've tried to push back against what they've done at the state capitol. I've tried to expose how progressive our lawmakers are, and the voters of Colorado just keep putting them back into office. And I go down and talk to these people, and I wouldn't say they're necessarily rational. It's highly emotive. They feel like Donald Trump's the worst thing that's ever happened to this country, and then you ask them why, and they can't really articulate why, or they come up with kind of these conspiracy theories. I'm going to release a video probably today, and I didn't put this in my original video, but how many times people told me that ICE is zip tying toddlers? Right? Like, I probably have 4 or 5 interviews with people that are going, Donald Trump's and ICE zip-tying toddlers. And I'm like, no, that's not actually, no one's zip-tying toddlers. Like, what you saw was actually a dad messing around with his kid and having fun, not actually zip-tying a toddler. So exactly. They feed off of this kind of misinformation and are highly passionate about it. But they are the base voter of Colorado. That's why they elect Democrats, and then Democrats implement their policies, and then they complain about the direction of the state, and then reelect Democrats. Like, you're dealing with people that don't make a lot of sense. And Republicans try to come up with these, like, rational ways to reach them, and it's just a challenge. It's a challenge. But they show up, 30,000? I believe 30,000 in Denver were there, 100%.
Wow. Yeah, that is wild. They can't even go out and do something more entertaining than that. Most of them are getting paid, though.
Most of them are really old boomers. Like, my favorite was the lady that was like, I marched in the 60s, and I'm marching today. I'm like, yep, that's it. That's who these folks are.
Yep. Wow. Well, it's great video. Good job.
Thank you.
Democrats' Schumer shutdown continues. We'll see what happens this week. The Blue Jays force a Game 7 in the ALCS, defeating the Mariners in Toronto. Tonight's winner advances to face the Dodgers in the World Series. CSU fires head coach Jay Norvell on Sunday. The Rams experiencing a terrible season so far with 5 games to play in the regular season, so they'll go through a nationwide search to find their next head football coach. 58 in Parker, 47 in Lakewood. 48 in Parker, 47 in Lakewood, 49 in Denver. Jeff and the Wild Irish Laddie continue. Billy has returned. Blake Olson, News Talk 710 KNUS.
Your 710 KNUS forecast this early Monday. Clear skies with temperatures in the mid-40s by daybreak. Then for the rest of your Monday, sunny and terrific. Highs near 70. Clear starry skies tonight, lows in the upper 30s. Sunny again with temperatures near 70 for Tuesday. Weather brought to you by L&L Heating and Air Conditioning. For quick, trustworthy, and dependable service, call L&L Heating and Air Conditioning at 720-851-1691. Visit them online at bestdenverhvac.com. That's bestdenverhvac.com. You'll be comfortable with L&L. I'm day weather meteorologist Patrice Sutter in the 710 KNUS Weather Center.
Welcome back to the Jeff and Bill Show. Text messages rejoicing that Bill Thorpe has returned, the international man of mystery.
This was amazing.
You were a little Austin Powers traveling around.
We did.
Ireland.
We had a lot of our friends like, you did how much? I'm like, yeah, we really, we went and went. And one of the fun things is, we split up into families, and we'll get to the wedding here in a sec. There was a time in which two of the kids and I, we've done this before when we've traveled, and it's so much fun because, with a group of people, where do you want to go and why? So we had a couple hours. The other group, the other three, were tired. So three of us go out in the streets of Dublin. And so this is what we do. As we're walking towards the doors of the hotel, turn to one of the kids, left or right. They go left. So we go left for 2 blocks. Turn to the other kid after that, left, right, straight. Straight. We go straight for 2 blocks, and then I pick. And the rule is, every 2 blocks, someone else picks. So it's never an argument about where you want to go or anything else. You've already decided that ahead of time. And the other rule is, anytime anyone sees a shop or somewhere they want to stop, we all go in. And you end up with the most amazing discoveries. We ended up in a mall. Now, we got TJ Maxx here. Evidently, TJ Maxx has some sort of copyright issue because this was a TK Maxx. Exactly like TJ Maxx. Same logo, same font, same store setup, but it was TK Maxx. Also ended up in that mall, really, really nice Carhartt store. Yes, Carhartt. The work clothes, but it's displayed like it's Gap. Like this is a high level brand, Carhartt. Our work products are like high level products. I was wondering why I kept seeing so much Carhartt stuff around Dublin. Another store, completely and totally Taiwanese ripoffs. Every single copyright you can think of was violated. It was bastardized. It was abused and then put into a product. Fake Pokemon cards, fake Legos, fake Transformers, fake Spider-Man, whatever it was. Fake Labubu's, everything was fake. 110%, and that was fascinating. Also found a block which was 90% cell phone stores. Very weird. Like you're walking down the block, it's like, cell phone store, cell phone store. Oh, the other 5% on the block were wig stores, oddly enough, and then some small ethnic grocery stores. So it's like cell phone store, cell phone store, cell phone store, wig store, cell phone store, grocery store, cell phone store, wig store, cell phone store, cell phone store, cell phone store, wig store, grocery store. You're like, the hell is this?
Sounds like America, but with just vapes.
Yeah.
If it was
everybody vapes there because cigarettes are so expensive. Everybody vapes. Now, I want to tell the story because I promised. Go to the castle, Cobber Castle, haunted castle, amazing, where Duffys are from. Kate, if you missed it earlier, that's the bride. That's who's joining the family on our side. So she's graduated at Northwestern, appeared on Jeopardy, lost to Ken Jennings. Her dad's a pilot at Top Gun. So it is just an amazing family.
She's marrying into your family?
I know. I can't believe that she agreed to it. I think it's a phenomenal mistake, but we will be happy to take her. So then we're there, and it is one of my daughters, it's my youngest daughter's 17th birthday. So she's turning 17 on the day of the wedding at a wedding party at a castle in Ireland, featuring one of the guests, a Trump secretary, none other than Linda McMahon.
Yes.
Linda McMahon.
Dude, in your WWE background?
Exactly. How perfect is this?
That's the like one cabinet member you would be able to connect with.
Oh, it's the one that's like, and it was so cool. And again, she's there, and the reason why is that Kate worked on her communications team for her Senate runs. And so that's where they became friends. And they are really good friends. In fact, I got some of the scuttlebutt behind the scenes at about 3 weeks before the wedding. Kate was at a girls-only party hosted at Linda's house. It's a who's who of people in there. And RFK Jr. tried to crash it. Yeah. Again, the number of stories I got were fantastic. There's so many I cannot tell on the air. And so I went over, and Linda and I spent some time chatting. Not at all about politics. Not at all. I just came over and said, hey, it was great that you came over here. I know you're a good friend of Kate's. And you know what we talked about? Her jewelry.
I bet that was good.
Yeah. Oh, she had a stunning set of necklace and set of earrings. Oh, yeah. So we talked, and that's where, and I knew that I had made an impression, that I picked the right subject, because again, I'm not doing politics. We're at a wedding. I don't care. I'm leaving politics aside. I do not care. But we're chatting, and I'm talking about the jewelry, and that's where she goes, and your name again is? I'm like, aha. I found it. This is the thing that I can connect with you on. And so we spent some time chatting about that. And she was absolutely fantastic. She was the nicest woman. It was really, really pleasant. Yeah. And I didn't take up too much of her time. I don't need her to be your best friend. I mean, we probably chatted less than 10 minutes. It wasn't a big deal as far as the course of the night, because she has other friends and people that are there, and that's fine. And that's wonderful. But got a moment. And I'll show you the selfie during the next break, Jeff. But yeah, hung out with Linda.
Very cool.
I know.
Glad to have you back.
Ireland. It was crazy.
Text messages, happy to have you back.
Oh, thank you.
Because it got way progressive last week. I was like, can we get the card-carrying socialist out?
Oh, that's
funny.
funny.
And he joined us. And in fact, Bree from Denver CityCast Denver said, oh, you guys could push this to a whole nother level. So we may end up with a whole nother chapter of progressive conservative discussions.
Good. Let's do this.
Well, it was No Kings over the weekend.
Yeah.
I went down and spoke to people, but we're already getting phone calls. People want to talk about it. Let's go to Gina and Aurora. Good morning, Gina. You're on with Jeff and Bill.
Morning.
Good morning. I just wanted to kind of call out the crowd picture you put on X.
Oh, yeah.
Did you vet that picture? Because I'm seeing that it was actually from the NBA, when we won the NBA playoff game.
Yeah, maybe. It was from Kyle Clark, who said he got it from the New York Times.
Yeah. The trees are very green. I just think he's full of it and trying to control the narrative. There also in your X post, there's someone who posted a picture of like a drone flying over the crowd, and it was nowhere near.
So you don't think that there were 30,000 people that showed up?
No, I don't.
Okay.
Not at all. Especially, I don't believe there was, but that picture you're showing, I believe is from the NBA when we won the NBA the championship.
Well, I'll look into that. That came from the New York Times and Kyle Clark. It could be wrong. It
New
could
York
be,
Times
but
is very left.
Yeah, but Gina, do you think that the New York Times would make that type of mistake intentionally? You're saying they're very left. I don't think the New York Times necessarily would they may be very left from where you are, but on a political spectrum, they would be left, but not very left. Mother Jones is very left, and New York Times isn't anywhere close to where Mother Jones is on the continuum. And if Jeff is saying that it was sourced from New York Times and then Kyle Clark, we can see Kyle making some mistakes possibly. But do you think the New York Times would get it that wrong? Again, I'm not disputing it. I haven't even seen the picture. I have no idea. But I'm just the assumption that the Times would put it out there and be that wrong is questionable to me, that they would be that lackadaisical. I'm not saying they can't be. It absolutely can be wrong. But I'm somewhat surprised they would be that lazy about it.
Well, I think they're wrong. I think that picture is not an accurate photo. And I don't know. Maybe they're not as left as Mother Jones. I will give you that. But I think they just don't care. It's Denver. And,
Okay, that's fair. That's fair. Let's just assume for the conversation. Let's assume that that it's complete and total BS. What about the other pictures you saw of other people around here? And we won't even go with the number of 30,000. We can say it's much less than that. What did you think of the pictures and the people that were here in Denver and elsewhere around the nation that you saw protesting? What was your reaction to those?
Well, they're like out of control. Like there's this one young lady that was walking through the crowd downtown. And they're pushing her, trying to grab her hat. And she probably maybe weighed 100 pounds or 105 pounds at the most. And they're just, physically getting in her face, touching her, trying to take her hat. And then there was another man who was hit in the face with a skateboard. Like, these people are unhinged.
Wait, hold on. Now, I'm kind of curious about that, Gina, because what I've been hearing in the last 24 hours was the fact that it was a bunch of older boomers. And look at all the old white people. So what I'm curious about, and the reason I'm asking this, is I want to know, what narrative am I supposed to be following? Is it that these were all these Antifa terrorists, as was pre-sold to us in the week leading up to the No Kings, that it was going to be Antifa and riots, and this is the worst, and these people hate America? Or was it the idea that, oh my God, look at all the older boomers. Everybody's old and gray hair. This looks like a retirement party. Which narrative is it? Because I've seen both narratives sold in the previous 48 hours, and I don't know what one it is. What one is it to you? Is it that they are wild members of Antifa that were there to cause problems, or were they older boomers, or is it something else?
It was a combination, but I would say it was probably mostly boomers. But then, of course, you're downtown Denver. And you've got a whole nother element of, there's younger people down there.
Okay, then I got a question for you. Is it fair? Yeah, but then is it fair, Gina, to say these people are wild and out of control when you yourself say they're older boomers? Are the older boomers the real wild people? Is that it? Is the fact that we're looking for Antifa the wrong place?
Well,
we shouldn't be looking for Antifa at the colleges
in Denver,
but some of that was for non-dispersal. It wasn't for hitting people in the face with skateboards.
But I did find another angle of the picture. I mean, and this comes from the New York Times. I don't think that this is wrong. And Gina, I think Republicans do themselves a real disservice dismissing these numbers and then wondering why we lose by 20 points every election.
I mean, I don't know about. We should always be aware and on guard and not live in this fantasy land with our head in the sand. But I still don't think that picture that they showed is definitely not from Saturday. The trees are green.
Hang on, Gina, that is your impression.
Another angle.
That is your impression.
And it's the same picture. So the New York Times in two different places posted pictures from previous rallies.
No, it's from a rally from when we won the NBA championship.
Yeah, Gina, I just think you're wrong on this. I'm sorry, I think you're incorrect. We need to get to a commercial break.
Yeah, thanks for the call.
We got You Choose the News coming up. You're listening to the Jeff and Bill Show.
This is Denver's Talk Leader, News Talk 710 KNUS.
Wake up, Denver. There's no better place to start your morning than IHOP, where the pancakes are fluffy, the coffee is hot, and the smiles are endless. Wednesday, October 22nd, join Jeff and Bill as they broadcast their show live from IHOP at 9565 South University Boulevard in Highlands Ranch. You're officially invited to be part of the excitement. Come grab your favorite breakfast and watch the Jeff and Bill Show in action from 6 to 10 a.m. Don't forget to try the special Jeff and Bill breakfast. Pancakes, any style eggs, and crispy bacon, all for just $7.10. It's a deal as good as their hot takes. All they need is you. Bring your appetite, bring your friends, and kick off your day with great food and great conversation. See you Wednesday, October 22nd at IHOP.
Well, we went a whole week without it, and now we have it back for you. It's the 6:51 a.m. You Choose the News with Bill Thorpe.
Yes. You know what this means, boys and girls? It is time for America's favorite fake radio news game show. You Choose the News. Yeah, if you're a reminder how this works, I scour the interwebs for moments this morning to find really weird stories about us humans, remarkably easy. And then give it even more ridiculous headlines to play this fake radio news game show. Why would we waste valuable KNUS airtime at this time of the morning? Well, it's because those in charge do not arise until 7 o'clock. When Jeff and I found out that we are left unsupervised, oh boy, were we excited to do some weird stuff here. Now, as always, you bring in a partner, fall guy, cohort in crime. It is Blake Olson joining us from the news department. Now, sirs, here are this morning's choices. Headline number 1, it's a 2-for-1. Headline number 2, talking to God. Headline number 3, you're taking too long. And headline number 4, tiny hostage crisis.
Let's start with a tiny hostage crisis.
Yes, a tiny hostage crisis. This happens in Santa Cruz, California. Surfer heading to Santa Cruz, California is going to have to keep a lookout for a thief. There is a thief prowling the waters taking your surfboards, but he's adorable and little cuddly and furry. Yeah, a surfer at Steamer Lane said a sea otter recently bit her on the foot and then climbed on top of her board, holding it hostage for roughly 20 minutes. Yes, she was paddling when she felt a nip on her foot. She rolled off, turned to see an otter now perched on her board that would not let her get back on. Kept trying to bite her and kept getting mad at her every time she tried to remount on her surfboard. Well, thankfully, another surfer in the area called for help. Lifeguards were able to get in there. Took a little while to get the otter off the board. Now, they're wondering if this is the notorious Otter 841. You and I might not hear about it because we don't do the surfing, but for the past 2 summers, notorious Otter 841 went on a surfboard stealing spree in and around the area. But it has knocked off its original tracker, so they don't know where 841 is. I have a couple of guesses. But yes, this otter stole someone's surfboard for about 20 minutes, which I think is hilarious. All right. Now, Blake, your choice, sir. 2-for-1, talking to God, or you're taking too long?
Talking to God.
Yeah, talking to God. In India and elsewhere around the world, worshipers over and over again are getting more spiritual by talking to AI versions of gods. Now, religious worship, especially in Indian spiritual guidance, is very, very important, but faced with questions and challenges of modern life, many Hindu followers are finding it uncomfortable to go to spiritual advisors and other people, and they're finding comfort in Gita GPT. Yes, it's an artificial intelligence chatbot that is trained in the Bhagavad Gita, the holy book of 700 verses and dialogue with Hindu god Krishna. Now, the Gita GPT looks just like any tech conversation you're having with a friend, except it tells you you're texting with a god. Nothing can go wrong there at all. Now, recently people are saying they reach out to Gita GPT for all sorts of things, but AI is not only shaping how we work, it's now shaping how we pray. Technological people all across the world are saying people are experimenting with chatbots, and sometimes it's replacing their spirituality. People are feeling disconnected from their community, from elders, from temples, and many of them are fixing this by talking to a computer. And I think that's going to help. That's not going to work. But yes, all over the place, this is happening. So,
Bill, you have to admit, though, that those chat GPT bots were probably a little bit more engaged in your life than maybe some of the pre-sick confession.
Yeah, probably. Yes, they probably are. That is probably true. Yes. Now, okay, Jeff, final choice this morning. 2-for-1, or you're taking too long?
Let's do the 2-for-1, please.
Yeah, this is a 2-for-1. This would be good enough. It was on April Fool's Day, but the Gibraltar International Bank, with one single picture, managed to insult 2 different cultures. Nice job, guys. Gibraltar hosts a number of residents who have Indian or Hindu backgrounds, and they celebrate the Festival of Light. Well, in order to celebrate this, the bank issued a photograph showing members of the community attired in Indian costumes. Yeah, if that's not awkward enough, not everybody was wearing traditional gear. Some decided to dress as Native Americans. Yes.
Yes.
In the Gibraltar. So again, we're going to return to this. In the Gibraltar International Bank photo that was celebrating the Festival of Light in the Hindu religion, it featured both people wearing Hindu dress that were not Hindu and people dressed as Native Americans who are not Native Americans.
It's like a classic Office episode.
Yes, it absolutely is. In a statement posted on the bank's social media site, they say, that image was extremely disrespectful to lots of people in the community here in Gibraltar and other people around the world. We're so sorry. Sorry about that. We're taking the picture down. Yes. Yeah, and just so you know, the what they were wearing for the Native American garb is exactly what you would have bought at Party City. It's exactly that.
That's what
It is that bad.
Elizabeth
So, yes.
Warren wears
Exactly.
on Indigenous Peoples
Yep,
Day.
you're exactly right, my friend. That's it. Back to you, sir.
All right, we'll continue discussions. No Kings, Denver. I was there. You're listening to Jeff and Bill.
This is KNUS.